Good morning, Ken Long from Tortoise Capital with a coaching video for the day trading course. Dan offered the following case study. He was looking at his trade frame here from the blue circle entry, a pocket trade with a stop here at the violation of the dragon. Good exit. And he was wondering what else there might be in here, especially when he saw this move up in here. How can we look at this? So this is part of just learning to see different patterns as they're shaping and unfolding. And so I just want to walk through the environment starting from left to right. So the first thing that I'm noticing is the Z3 pinch. This is probably a sideways quiet channel because we see inside the river here we have the price, we have the 10, we have the 30 period regression lines. This might have actually been a short possibility there, so I'm now noticing that. So you can observe a lot just by watching. I wouldn't have objected to that idea. Now, if this turned out to be an exceptionally tight pinch, then we would have wanted to see the move here as the violation. So depending on how tight that was, but this is possibly a P5 sideways quiet channel departing the river. If it was exceptionally pinched, we want to wait for the Z3 violation. In either case, when those fail to emerge, that makes this pocket entry really nice. Because you get a 1, 2, 3 entry, it crosses, and then it crosses again. So now you have a pocket entry here, which captures this move. If you wait for a pattern 5, sideways quiet channel, you get this move by making your pocket entry right here. So you can see that as it leaves the river. I mean, that's an SQC exit. Here's your pocket. This is the place where if this was just going to continue to cycle, it would have failed, but it didn't, so it responded well. Places you can exit. This is the official regression line crossing the dragon exit. You know, the earliest that you can exit that is at the moment of the RLCO and the RL10 entering the dragon. I don't object to that. This also can be the an RLXD entry to the short side. Yeah, I thought I had typed that. So you can actually get a stop and reverse here. And now your target is the Bollinger Band mean and then the far side of the river, and that's what you get. Then this becomes the earliest exit. That's the RL10 is curled up, and now you're entering there. You'd want to cash that. I want you to notice here the dragon's belly providing support twice. First there's this one, and so when this one even fails to get here, you actually are starting to pick up a long side bias, so you might want to, that's why you cash that there. Later on we're going to see that support level turns out to be pretty important. So anytime you start getting reversals at that price level, it gives you a sense that that run is over and then the next run might be underway. By the same token, here's the dragon hump at the top of this dragon, and I call this the not later than entry here. And that's because once it's cleared this price level, you have some evidence that it's not going to reverse, it's going to keep going. And then quite often when that one breaks, you get this explosive move as it captures everybody who had placed their stops up in this area for going short. So they're collecting stops and it's blasting right through it. By the same token, when this price level down here at the dragon hump failed, you see that great big long excursion. That's a Z3 excursion, meaning that it went past the Z3 line. That actually becomes a short entry. So this exit on this long effort that stops here, that could actually be a short. In the world of currencies, you can actually make some money from entering and then covering after it gets to Z3. Once things get past Z3, I don't let them come back in. I treat those as gifts. That's a one in a 1 in 500 statistically that it gets that far. So when it starts to fail there, it starts to reverse, I don't wait around at all. I strike and capture. So I want you to also notice all of these long tails. That means that there's buying pressure when it comes down around the Z3 line. So that makes this pocket entry superb because you just had a long run, an exhaustion move, lots of buying pressure. RL10 crosses the dragon. There's your pocket. That's the pearl of great price. You capture this. And then this entry is either a place where you add a second position, or if you don't get this pocket, any entry between the pocket and the not later than entry is fine. But when it breaks this, notice the explosion. When it broke this hump, notice the explosion down. This is also a Z3 pinch, I want you to notice. And so you could actually you could say when that crosses that Z3 line right in here, you might actually get a little bit earlier into that trade. You might actually get that entry here instead of the not later than. So that's a fairly fine point. So that's the things that I see going on inside there. This is a good effort, but realize that when we're talking chain trading, especially in the currencies, use the dragon as your guide. Look at the width of that Bollinger Band. These RLXDs turn out to be not only exits, but also good entry points on the other side. And then watch for these support levels where previous humps of the dragon have been established, because that's the statistically sound area in which the previous 10 periods upper boundary was. Anything north of that hump turns out to have been low volume or noise. So in my view, the real support resistance levels are where the dragon hump peaks and where the dragon's belly bottoms out. So that's the coaching insights into this trade. This is on the euro dollar pair. Ken Long from Tortoise Capital. Keep your risk measured and your powder dry. Let me fix that. Cleaning it up. Take good care.